Joining me as I check out this radio. It says Marconi on the front. Let's take a look at this radio. Excuse me. So, nicely refinished cabinet. Looks very nice. And here's the radio. Ooh, it looks like we get a circuit diagram. Looks like, let's see, model G-40, 1938-39, yeah, 460 kilocycle IF, or RCA model 94T. Yeah, it's interesting because on the front it says Marconi. Does Marconi appear here somewhere? Oh, here's a note. Cabinet Marconi and battery or something like that. Chassis GE model something pour receiver. The original modification. Probablement. This is French and English together. Fin de. Oh, I don't speak French anywhere. It's near well enough to. Something 50. Boy, that's hopeless. October 2005 per Daniel. I won't say his name. Okay. Well, I could study that more. Try to tease out a little more information about that. But cabinet Marconi battery, B-A-T-T-E-R-I-E, chassis GE model something or other. GE model. Okay, so we'll assume it's this G-40. That's a little bit curious. Can you see all this? Yeah. These strips of wood which have been... Oh, this one's not doing too much. Works but weak, clean, etc. We'll have to come up with a better way of upholding this chassis, and if this is what they've done, it's just not, it's just not good enough. We've got to come up with something a little better than that. Now, before we pull anything out, take a look at these wires. This may not be the original speaker. They're pretty, the insulation's pretty stiff. It does have some flexibility. Okay, so this is the power cord coming out here. And what I'm going to guess is an antenna wire. right up at the front here. And this piece of wire here, which is way out of vintage, if you like. This is really a very new kind of wire. A little on the stiff side. Or springy, I guess. Something strange about this wire. So, I mean, this is clearly what somebody uses when they don't have many options. So this is what they had, and they used it. There's a fair bit of wire here between the speaker and the radio, so pretty sure you can bring it out, leave the speaker in place, and get the chassis out a little bit. I don't see any other way in which the chassis is being held in place. There's no screws on the front panel. Okay, not too bad a job on that. I mean, it's been made properly, but the wire's not under the screw. There's a little bit of an uncomfortable amount sticking out. This other one looks a little better. If you have any loose wires, a single strand like this, and if it's long enough, like this is what I'm worried about, if it's long enough, this one may not be long enough. The free area may eventually work its way all the way out here. So even though you know enough not to put your fingers under here, which really should be a cardboard cover, by the way, but at least you know enough not to do that, you can't know that there's a little tiny single strand of wire there. Well, you can grab it. You know, in the worst case, of course, keep two strands going either side. You know, chance of that's a little small, but okay. I think we can just pull the chassis out. Maybe we should let's knock this board off, because we're going to do something different here. Let's put it back on. smokes. Those are and they're pretty good. Let's try this one. There we go. Hard piece of wood, I guess. Wow. Really holding those nails. Okay. Easy always becomes hard. Let's pull this out a little bit. Wait a minute. Well, of course, they got the knobs on the front. Hold on. Thanks for reminding me. Now these are, in no way are these the original knobs. Ooh, this one was fitted with tape. Ooh, this one just fell right off. Okay, so there's these knobs are, of course, these are not original, but they look nice. They look nice on the radio. So I think they're a good choice. I suppose wooden knobs would be fit the vintage better, but these look nice. But they don't quite fit on the shafts. Okay, don't worry about that later. Okay, this mechanism is very nice. Not sure about the calibration of the pointer, but the mechanism works very nice. It's been crashed on the top. Kabowie! Something has hit it or been placed on it at some point, or somebody's arm swung around, because this is right out here. And kabowie! Took a beating. It's taken a few jabs here in the corner. So this is the highest and most protruding part of the radio. So I need to bear that in my own mind, so I don't end up adding to the damage, because it can't take much more. Now I'll have to think about how to make that look a little bit better, because it's got this kind of warbly wobble look to it. Okay. Looks like the radio's had a rough past, but a recent. Looks like it's had a very rough past, but more recently it's been taken care of. Just tell by the amount of corrosion and how dirty it is now. It's not that dirty at all. But previously, I think it's probably had some hard times. There's only 3 tubes. And the G-40 is a 3-tube radio. 6K6 output. It's a wonderfully simple design. It's early enough. It's really nicely simple. 6. I'm not sure what that is. 6 something. maybe a 6B5, and that's the RF tube. And the mixer. It's simple, but let's take a look underneath. It's good, there is enough wire. So first of all, we'll take a look at the, okay, somebody's put a fuse in here. Okay, looks like the power cord is soldered. Oh, I think I see where the banging of the dial card happens right around now. To be a little more careful. So the power cord appears to be soldered right to a fuse. Okay. Transformer wires are very stiff. You have some replaced capacitors. There's one here. It's fairly recent. Surprisingly enough, it looks like the original filter capacitor is still in use there. No, that can't be the case, can it? There's a new small capacitor underneath there, a green one. Okay, what's going on here? We've got the two capacitors. One here, no connection to it. And the other one is here. And there is a connection to it, but no connection from it. So what to make of that? This capacitor molded, looks like a molded sort of capacitor is cracked in here. Well, it's definitely cracked. An interesting question is, did somebody try to repair that capacitor? Well, we're looking at that one. Here's another one. It's cracked. The insulation on these wires is completely brittle and cracked everywhere. Looks to me like some wires have been changed. The insulation is much newer. And the soldering work's a little bit clumsy. all that good there. Here. I'll let you see for yourself. Okay, I'm going to just stop. I'll be back in just a moment.